Hey guys, and welcome back. You know what? We usually try to improve our click game, right? But I've been getting a lot of questions. What if you're a normal BI developer and you have all these tasks, all these different dashboards that you're working on connected to different sources, different stakeholders, and different meetings to manage, different resources that you have? How can you all try to find a simple way to organize everything into one place, into one little dashboard, you can say, right? Find a way to organize everything and be super productive. Well, I have a solution. Notion. I've been using Notion for a long time, and then I got a lot of questions from people who love the channel, who write to me, and they keep asking me, do you have other resources? Can we use some of the resources that you use to organize yourself, right? And I've been using Notion for different areas of my life, and it only makes sense to use it for the things that are most important. That's your work, right? So I have a wonderful little dashboard that I have built. I've generalized it, looking at the different comments that people gave me and the questions that they keep asking me about how to organize stuff. And I made it very specific for our BI use case. That is, if you have a dashboard that you're working on, to look at all the things that are connected to the dashboard in one single place, look at all the tasks that are connected to the dashboard, look at all the subtasks that are connected to a dashboard, just in one single view, have a good look into everything that goes into one particular dashboard, right? How cool is that? So I've been using it a lot. This is just version 1. I intend to improve it, make it better. So check out the link below. And always send back your feedback. So I would love it. And I wanted to make this really general, not just for click applications, right? That's what we look at mainly. But what if you're a Power BI developer or a Tableau developer or a Looker developer, right? It doesn't really matter because you just want to organize everything into one place. So this is how the dashboard actually looks and works. Again, the link is down below. Super appreciate it if you leave a like. So let's get into it, shall we? So we have an amazing looking dashboard. Let's go through the basics. We have our quick actions over here, which essentially means we can quickly add a new dashboard that we're working on, new meetings, new tasks, new resources, a super quick way here. We have an overview of all the dashboards that we're working here. So it looks like this over here. You can have an overview of all the meetings that you're in. We'll come back into this. An overview of your main tasks and how the tasks are actually connected to the different dashboards that you're working on, right? That's the beauty of this, that everything is synchronized, everything is connected to make your BI work easier. And the whole point is that, you know, you might go into a ton of meetings, you have different stakeholders to manage, you have different dashboards, different kind of tasks that are connected to the different dashboards, subtasks that are connected to certain tasks. You might be waiting on somebody, you might want to have everything in one place. And I mean, you just don't want it all in different notebooks, in different kind of softwares. And why not use Notion? Because it just is so effortless and so convenient to have everything in one place and make it super easy for anybody to streamline their work process, right? To make yourself super efficient. So why not? And then we have a little view on our resources. So we'll look into how all of this ties in together and how it looks like, why using this will make you super productive. We have quick actions. We have little navigations. We navigate into the different databases that this is based on. We can go into our task database. We can go into our dashboard database, meetings. You can have a look at things based on your priorities, on your status, timeline, and you can just go inside and work on the different databases. So we'll see how all of it ties in together. This is where you input your main dashboards that you're working on. So as a BI developer, you might be working on several different dashboards. So if you're a Click developer, you might be working on different applications because it's called application. Let's say I want to create a new dashboard. So I'm going to go into this and I'm going to say here, very quickly, you can add in a new dashboard. So let's say that I'm working on my quarterly sales dashboard. I have things that I can automatically enter directly from my quick actions. So right now it's showing 0% progress. All right. Okay. That's a little bit daunting when you look at it, you know, but well, we're going to get into it. So you can give the owner of the dashboard, usually when you publish it, who's the one who's going to be taking care of it, who's taking over. You can give an owner for this, a developer. In case you're not the developer, you can have yourself over here. or maybe you're just overseeing the project and giving the requirements to a developer. you're working as a business analyst and in between the business and the development. You may have several stakeholders, so it's nice to have the stakeholders over here, so that the whole point is that you don't need to go to your notes or look through your files to see, okay, wait a second, I built that dashboard, there's an issue, who are the stakeholders again? Like, it's just having every single thing in one particular place, so that you have everything in one place. So if when anybody asks you anything, you know directly what is connected to which dashboard, which tasks, and everything else, right? All in one place. So it makes you super efficient. So you can enter your stakeholders here. Status right now, it's just in progress. All right, I'm gonna give it a start date. Let's give it a deadline next month. We gotta get moving on this. Chop. We only have 27 days left, so that's a little bit of pressure. All right, now you have a bunch more things that you can enter here. We'll look into it when we'll go inside the dashboard, but you could quickly add things as well. Give a little bit of a description, write down what is this about, who needs it, what's the priority of this. Let's say this is a high priority item, and you can look at all the other things that are actually needed for this. For example, you could say, what are the data sources that I'm going to be looking at in this based on my talk with the stakeholders, right? I haven't had that yet. So you can just quickly give an information on what does this app actually have. So later on, let's say a year down the line, 2 years down the line, you just open up and you say, oh no, you get a question about this, there's a bug to be fixed, and you're thinking, what is this actually based on? And you don't need to open the dashboard, go through what you have done. Instead, you have everything in one place, right? You even can enter all the tables that you have used from the different databases, the manual files that you have used, the URLs. So we'll look into all of this. Next, you can directly add tasks from here. So let's say talk to finance. Now I've added a task over here. I can directly add meetings as well, and right now it's showing me 0%. And you see here that in this particular dashboard, I have a to-do, and the to-do is the task that I just entered here. So very easily I can automatically give in all the tasks. If I click on this, I go into my task, and here I can say this task is in progress. I can give it a due date as well. Let's say I want this done by the end of this week. I can give it a waiting on, if in case I'm stuck because of somebody else, and it's not really my fault. And you see here, you have a progress of 0% for this task. Why is that? Because this task doesn't have any subtask, but because I'm already in this task, I can give it some more subtasks for this particular task. Let's go back. We have this dashboard. Let's close this view. And now when you see here, you have this thing has popped up. That is the quarterly sales dashboard. That's what we're going to be working on right now. All right, so I'm going to go into my meetings, and over here, collect requirements, finance. Good. I've given it a particular name, so I can go inside and connect to the dashboard that I'm working on, and this meeting is actually connected to. So in this case, this particular meeting is connected to the dashboard that I just clicked on, that is just created, quarterly sales. And I'm going to give it a date. This meeting is going to be held on the 30th. Good. And now when I see here, I have this particular information. I can open it. And when I open, I go inside this particular meeting, and I can, when the meeting is actually taking place, I can write down the notes that, hey, for this particular task that I'm working on, this particular dashboard that I'm working on, in this meeting, these are the highlights. And once they're highlighted, I can even add the different tasks that pop up. Let me close this. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into tasks and quickly add a couple of tasks. So for example, here I'm going to say for the different, under this, a subtask, I'm going to say if all tables will, and I'm going to add another subtask saying check if all available. Good. And all of these are connected to the quarterly dashboard. So I'm going to give it here. Good. All right. So now very easily we have added 2 tasks and 2 subtasks all connected to my dashboard, right? Great. And when you go back here, you still see that this is 0% because none of the tasks that are connected to that particular dashboard has been finished. Makes complete sense, right? So let's go back over here and look at our dashboard database. So this is how it looks like. These are the different dashboards that I'm working on. As you can see here, first one, the video game, I have 25% completed, which essentially means that 25% of the tasks that are connected to this particular dashboard has been completed. And in this case, I have 0. Oops, I really need to get on working with that. This one is also 0. This one is 67%. That's really great. 2/3 there, right? And right now, the one that I'm working on, quarterly sales dashboard, it is 0%. But if you see here, I have all the information that I need. So I'm going to move this. If I go to statuses, I have all these in progress. This one is yet to start. I'm going to move this to in progress. Great. Now I have this one in progress as well. If you try and look at all the things, we had connected a meeting. So let's say somebody is asking you information on this dashboard. You can just go inside here. You can open the page and say, hey, in this particular meeting, this is what we spoke about. These were the tasks. This is the status of the tasks that I just added to this particular dashboard. So all your information in one place. You can give it the notes, priority, different data sources that are connected to that particular dashboard, tables used, manual files used, stakeholders, a URL for the dashboard, URL for the different files. So pretty much everything that you need that you might have written down, right? You can actually have that over here, and you're free to customize it. Don't worry. I know that everybody has different needs. This is how my needs were met. And I've been using this a long time. And since people really kept asking me about, building a nice little Notion template, I thought, why not? I'll make it generic because mine was very specific to my need. So I had to make things a little more generic. So if you want, you're more than welcome. Please share your information as well. You're more than welcome to edit it, make it better, customize it for your need, right? So this is my dashboard view. So I have everything connected to my dashboard over here, right? With the names here. I can have a look at it in a gallery view, just so I see, okay, what's really happening, what's the progress for my different dashboards that I'm working on, and the statuses view as well. So I know that this was 41 days left and 67%. I only have 23 for this and 50%. So it's giving me a good overview on my entire work, right? And that can be super, super beneficial. You can see it based on your deadlines, all the things that's coming up for me in Jan, or all the dashboards I need to get done in Jan, Feb, March, how things are looking like. So based on your deadlines, based on your priorities, and a little timeline over here. Pretty darn cool, right? So this is the dashboard database. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into, we saw meetings. Meetings is pretty straightforward. You add your meetings in case, let's say you have several. You can give the names of the attendees. You can give it which dashboard it's connected to, the dates, the tasks, the type of meeting it was. Maybe maybe it's internal, external. You're speaking to different departments. A URL or links that you can share, maybe to the recordings of the meeting, or to maybe some notes that are taken somewhere else and stored online. So you can have a URL there. So this is the meetings view. You can also see if upcoming meetings that you have saved, right? So you can have a look at that. So let's look at tasks next. So I'm going to go into quick navigations, go into tasks. So here, all my tasks for the different dashboards are here, right? Luckily for us, we have a little filter. So I can go here, filter it for the dashboard that I'm working on right now. I have 2 tasks. One of them actually has 2 subtasks. That's why it's 0%. Now let's change this subtasks to completed and this one to in progress. So because one of your subtasks is completed, this task is 50%. And now let's say this one doesn't have any subtasks. I'm going to complete this. And now you know that this task has been completed. Fantastic. You go into your dashboard. Let's see what's happening here. So you know that 50% of your dashboard is completed because 1 out of the 2 tasks is done, right? But this task is only 50% completed. So you have different progress levels for the tasks and your subtasks and how those tasks are connected to your main dashboard. So you know the progress of your dashboard, progress of your different tasks, the timeline, and everything in one place. Let's have a look further into our tasks database. So when we go here, we can connect. We have played around with the status. We can even assign tasks to different people, your documents, progress bar, of course, due date for that particular task, right? If you give the different dates, you can have a look at it in the calendar views. We'll look at it later. We have dashboards. You can connect different meetings to your different tasks, more notes, give each of those tasks a priority, give a URL for that particular task if there's something connected to it, or maybe let's say you're stuck on this task because you're waiting on somebody, you can just give that as well. So having all the information in one place again, right? Next, we can segregate this and have a look at it based on status, based on overdue. Okay, I need to get these things done soon. And then based on your different timeline. So this week, the tasks that are allotted, this month, how things are looking like, and so on and so forth. So this is your task database and your task information. Fantastic. Let's go back. And now when I look at my quarterly dashboard, makes me a bit happy, even though this is a complete walkthrough. And when I see 50%, I feel like, oh, almost there, right? You know the feeling. I can see the different tasks and what the progress is for it. I go back here. I just love having everything in one place in the main dashboard itself, where I can quickly, glance through stuff and have a look at it. So if I look at quick actions, I can quickly add meetings here, quickly add a task here, quickly add a resource here without going into the particular databases. So the beauty is that I've tried to make it as simple as possible, because Notion is so versatile that it's too good for its own good. You know what I mean? Because you can do so many things with Notion that it can get very complicated, and to see what happens where. So I try to keep it as minimalistic as possible, simple, elegant, minimalistic. That's what Think Metrics is. It's what I like to do. Keep everything to the bare minimum. So that's what I've done. If you feel something is missing, just let me know, and I'm always up to upgrade it. So we have our tasks here, and last but not least, we have our resources. And what are resources? One pro tip: you might be working for a long time as a developer, and you always end up going to like Stack Overflow, or if it's Power BI forums or Click forums or Tableau forums, to try and find solutions, right? Whenever you're stuck with a problem, or you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I solve this? Is there a better way to show this visualization, or some kind of tricks and tips, and like the ones that are there on this channel? You always find stuff and then you forget it, and then you have to remember, wait, I did the same thing in some dashboard. Where the hell did I do it? So having everything in one place is so helpful. It's the concept by Tiago Forte, right? The second brain. So like having all information in one place. So anytime you come across these things, anytime you read an article, watch a YouTube video, something that you think might be really helpful in the future, I think the best thing you can do is like save it. You have this particular way to just take whatever it is and save things. You can even connect it to a dashboard. So that's why I've called it resources, visualization tricks. You can open it, just paste all the things, like copy paste it, or these are the different calculations. If you run into problems, how to solve it, you give it a type saying miscellaneous, so this is a blog or article or whatever. If you have files, upload it directly, your URL, connect it to a dashboard if you want. So you can do all of that and just have it saved and then connect it to different dashboards, so that sometime later in the future, maybe you will come back to it and say, oh, wait a minute, how did I solve that? Oh, you don't need to go back and Google it, because you've done it once. Once is plenty, right? You have everything right here in your fingertip, and Notion makes it easy to search as well, so you can automatically search for things in your databases. So that's what the resources database is. You can connect it to a particular dashboard or just leave it in general for all your visualization tricks or calculations or whatever, or anything interesting that you find that you want to read sometime later. So you have a little resource table and then a slightly different views. So for example, I have a to-do list here. It's showing me all my overdue tasks. So I gotta stop doing this and get on with it. It's showing me the different tasks that I have for tomorrow, for the next 7 days. It's showing me the different dashboards, the percentage of completion directly over here. So it's giving me a good overview. Then I have this calendar view where it's showing me how my week looks like, all the tasks that are there, which dashboard that task is connected to, what's the status of it. I can see even a monthly view, right? So this is the BI Dashboard OS. Super simple, super elegant, yet so impactful, so useful. It's helped me so much to streamline everything, have everything in one place. Like, it's such a lifesaver. I'll have the link for it down below. Again, you can spend your time, build it by yourself. It's nothing complicated. Just look at this video and do it by yourself. Or I've already done the work. Click on the link, get it, and then duplicate it. And you know how Notion works. It's super simple. This is your BI Dashboard OS. Please leave a like. Super appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. The link is down below. I hope it really helps you. See you in the next one. Peace.